This is part 2 of Minister Kujenga Eliyah Ashe at the African and African American Extension Center on 905 Mount Vernon Avenue, Ohio State University Extension Center, Community Extension Center that we built in 1985. I was talking about being in prison, falsely accused and wrongly imprisoned for 16 years, and this being the prayer cloth that we used when I trained and licensed and ordained the 24 ministers. This is all of them wore this as they preached their trial sermon, as it's called. This was a T-shirt that I wore in 1988 at the first King March in Atlanta. These are the sweatshirts I wore in Africa and in Eden, as I would call it now, the motherland. I also wore them in prison. This is a collection of materials when President Barack Obama came to the University of Michigan in 2010 on May 1st. We had the rally, we had the march against the Tea Party, the first spiritual group to come out against the Tea Party. These are some of the things that we have on display here today. And I wanted to talk about the Perfection March on Wall Street. We're going to New York to march on Wall Street. And even though we have been undercut by MoveOn.org, we've been undercut by Adbusters and the filmmaker Michael Moore when they started the Occupy Wall Street movement, we're saying that we were the first to come up with the idea. We said on blogspot.com and on YouTube, you're marching on the wrong W. We've got to march on Wall Street. And we were saying that as early as 2010. And here's my book, Eden's History 2000 and Beyond. Here's the investment proposal. If you want to be involved with us or build coalitions with us, go to our website at www.coal7130.org. Just like a lump of burning coal, that's COAL7130.org, or go to NANYETF.com, that stands for Nazir Etta, New Yahrushalyim End Time Fellowship.com, or go to CBGNA.com. Those are our websites. You can also find us at Community Organization for Abundant Life on Facebook. You can see these videos on Facebook at COAL, Community Organization for Abundant Life. And this is all tied together with New Yahrushalyim End Time Fellowship. And what we're doing here today is historical. This is a historical day, the founding and the kickoff of the New Yahrushalyim End Time Fellowship, where we'll begin to do our study, our biblical study, our spiritual studies, not religious, but spiritual studies, and moving to a higher spiritual level, to a higher spiritual plane. We brought these things here so people could see them. We're in this library with all of these books. We're surrounded by all of these saints and all these great men and women of Yahvah. Yah meaning eternal and Vah meaning one. And we're here to say to the world today that we are not afraid. Not only are we not afraid, we're going to go forth in the same spirit of our ancestors that were drug over here in slave ships, that were drug over here in chains, shackled and fettered. We're in the same spirit. We're going to continue to remind the people that our people are suffering all across the world, in the Congo, which is now called Zaire, in South Africa, Azania, in West Africa, in North Africa, all across the Arabian Peninsula, all across Europe, all in America, all over South America. We're suffering and we're struggling. The common people of Edenic descent, the Edenites, as well as the other people, the Europeans and the Asians as well. And unless we go to a higher level of struggle and talk about the economic rights movement worldwide and reparations and repatriation for all people, especially the Edenites, we won't be talking about anything. We won't be talking about getting rid of the military-industrial complex. We won't be talking about getting rid of the prison-industrial complex. We won't be talking about getting rid of the medical-industrial complex. All we're going to be talking about is putting Band-Aids on cancers unless we strike at the heart of monopoly-financed capitalism. So we're here today. We've said this to President Obama. We've written him letters. We've done nothing in secret. We've had our marches in the open. We were the first spiritual group to march against the Tea Party. We're here today to say we will not stop until we get our reparations, until we get repatriation. We will not stop. We are hooked up with people all over the world like Yahvahshua Mariel in Israel, who's there struggling for the land. We're hooked up with people in Ghana. We're hooked up with people in Nigeria, and Kenya, and South Africa, all across America, all in Jamaica, and we're asking that people build networks with us. Come and join with us. Let's join hands and break the back of monopoly-financed capitalism. The abolitionist movement taught America and the world how to get the chains off of people. And that was a great thing. Then the civil rights movement taught people how to share the franchise, taught America how to share the vote, the franchise. And now, with the economic rights movement, we are going to teach America how to share the wealth. All the money and lands and resources that they've been stealing, that they stole for the last 200 years or more, we are going to get some of that wealth because it belongs to us. It belongs to us and our children. And we are saying that we will not stop until we get these things accomplished. And we're doing this in the name of Yahweh, the Eternal One. We're not doing this in our own strength and on our own. We're doing it in the name of the Great Spirit who founded the universe, in whose minds we live, move, and have our being. So this is where we are today. We're following in the footsteps of the blessed Messiah, Yahvahshua, the Savior, even talking about rising from the dead. We're rising from the mental death that we have first, and then we're going to rise from the spiritual death. So we're here today talking to you directly, and we hope that you look at this video. Call us at 734-657-1230. Call us at 614-452-3334, and talk to us. Talk to me, or talk to Prophetess Kujenga Eliyah Ashe, and ask us your questions. Talk to us about how you can be a part of the new Yahrushalyim End Time Fellowship worldwide. Talk to us about how to be a part of the economic rights movement. Talk to us about how you can participate in the Perfection March on Wall Street. I didn't know why it was going to be called Perfection until I found out that they stole it and called it the Occupy movement. Once again, it can't be a movement and occupying at the same time. You can't occupy something and move. That's an oxymoron. We're talking about an economic rights movement. Call us and ask us how to be a part of these things, and we will get you involved. I have 3 books, Eden's History 2000 and Beyond, which will be online soon, published on Kindle, and then on the World Wide Web. I have Salvation Theology, which is the 2nd book, and then I have written Third Millennium Prophets. These are my 3 books, Yahweh's works, or you can call them Yahweh's books and my works. Yah meaning eternal, Vah meaning one. Masculine and feminine all tied together. Yah being masculine, Vah being feminine. We can't leave the sisters out. It's a brotherhood and sisterhood, so it's called brethren, which means from the same womb, W-O-M-B. So New Yahrushalyim Fellowship, the End Time Fellowship, comes from Revelations, the 21st chapter. New Jerusalem comes down out of heaven as a bride prepared, as a bride adorned and prepared for her husband. The husband being Yahvahshua, who comes back as Yahvahshua, riding that white spiritual spaceship, that white spiritual lightning, that white spiritual diaspora interdimensional machine, or whatever form he chooses to come back as. We know he shall return. Well, this is our faith, and this is what we believe, and this is what we're doing. We're saying to you directly today, get involved. Do something to break the back of monopoly finance capitalism. Do something to bring about worldwide sharing of the wealth, as in Acts chapter 2, Acts chapter 4. Total communalism, total communism is what we're after, sharing all the wealth. Everybody having cars and houses and lands. You know, a house is not a home until people live in it. So, but everybody should have houses and lands, gold and silver, cars, free education for their children, free health care. I'm not against free enterprise. I'm not against entrepreneurs, but I'm against monopoly finance capitalism. These trillionaires, these investment bankers who robbed the world blind and who got all this money because their great-great-great-great-grandfathers and mothers stole the land and committed genocide against the Native Americans, commonly called Indians, enslaved the Edenites, wrongly called Africans, black people, and has taken us captive. And we are still in this condition because of that history. So in order to change it, we've got to go back and tell people the history, show them how we were robbed, how we were oppressed, and thus we can know how we're still oppressed. We build our coalitions, and we continue to march forward, just like all the saints you've seen on the walls in this library here at the Ohio State University Extension Center today. I'm full. I could go on and on and on, but my time is about up. I just want to say to you that I love you. I'm at peace on the inside, even though on the outside I'm at war. We're on a battlefield. We're not on a picnic field. I don't have time to play a lot of games. I don't have time to play any games. I don't have time to just chew the fat. I'm about serious business, and I want you to be about serious business. I want you to understand we got to have our freedom. We got to have our liberation. We've got to have our salvation, both internally and externally. The Messiah Yahrushalyim, his salvation theology for an oppressed people. This is what he taught. He came to abolish religions and to set up holy and spiritual worldwide systems for men and women. And that's what we're here today to follow in his footsteps. Well, I thank you for your time. I love you. May Yahweh bless you. May heaven smile upon you. This is Minister Kujenga Eliyah Ashe saying, give me a call. Look at our websites, www.coal713.org, and give us a call at 734-657-1230. May heaven bless you.